asshole. He does that. But the thing about Vince is that one, he's not racist. One, he's an old motherfucker who just needs to fucking understand that times are changing and these young guys are coming for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to really understand that. Two, you got to understand, he's holding on as tight as he can because he had to earn it every step of the way. And what's easy for some people to say, hey, just let go, you got to understand, he had to backstab his father. He had to backstab his brother. He had to backstab all the guys he called uncle. He had to destroy careers. You know what I'm saying? He had to lose family members. Y'all guys don't know that Vince's mom is still alive.
Chanel from the every single view, no one can take God, vision of the true, unstoppable in your face. All I say, every week we bring and take the topic. The fans have live party, it's on and popping. No one can do it like this. The viewing party commence. The best show to find the John Bateas podcast. We hold it down. They know us now. We take the crown, John Bateas podcast. We hold it down. They know us now. We hold it down. John Bateas podcast. John Bateas podcast. We hold it down. They know us now.
From the HR.
I swear that part never gets old. Jobber Nation, happy Thanksgiving Eve from us at the Jobber podcast.
It's happy Thanksgiving because when they hear it's going to be Thanksgiving.
Oh, true shit. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. I bought you guys some meatball sliders.
Hey, yo.
Front paws from work. Since, you know, it is our Thanksgiving edition episode of the Jobber podcast.
We here.
Why are you yelling?
We here. I'm at hype. I'm thankful, B.
Oh, okay.
We're about to play this right now.
Oh, I was about to say, can everyone go around and say what they're thankful for?
Yo, Joy, put that ox up, baby.
Shout out to our engineer, Joy, who's been fabulous. She's like fab.
Drop 3.
Sky's the limit, ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
I don't think you're going to blow out our system.
Woo! We gonna die for each other.
Questionable. I might take a bullet for y'all.
I see Joy bopping her head. I see you, Joy. Cause we here. We gotta get the music up. We here.
I'm dead. She's the best engineer ever, ladies and gentlemen.
Money, we the Illigitimatians. We are here.
Guys. Well, since it is our Thanksgiving episode and while Star Wilkins opens up the food for the boys to eat because I'm not hungry, I ate before I got here. Let's go around real quick. What are you guys thankful for? Don't all go at once.
I'm thankful for health, still being alive.
Okay.
For my family.
Okay.
The Jobbateers Network.
Okay.
That's about it.
Wow. All right. Mr. Black, welcome back. What are you thankful for this week? Well, I guess in general in life. What are you thankful for?
My sanity. That's it.
Okay. That's a solid, safe answer, but it's the truth because your sanity is everything. I am thankful for, of course, the two gentlemen sitting in front of me. We may have our ups and downs and all arounds. Pause. But
why did they be so sexual with you?
Well, it's not sexual, but I have to be prepared because then everyone else thinks that things are sexual. So I'm like, let me be prepared. But as I was saying, I am thankful for you gentlemen at the table. You know, regardless of, you know, things that happen behind the scenes, in front of the camera, outside, inside, doesn't matter. I do not think you guys keep me sane, regardless of what you may or may not think. You know, life has its ups and downs, and honestly, this is probably the most thing I look forward to coming to and making sure it's the most consistent. No, it's the most consistent thing I've done in the last 2.5 years, besides working and having a career. But I am thankful of you gentlemen And I'm also thankful for everyone that has supported the Job of Tears podcast. I mean, once again, shout out to everyone that came out to Legends Bar this past weekend for our Survivor Series viewing party at, of course, NXT War Games, and also our Survivor Series viewing party, a.k.a. Sarah Wilkins' little birthday bash. But I am also, last but not least, I'm thankful for the opportunities that, have come to our Job of Tears podcast network and to our to what we've built. So in saying that, I do, as you've seen, we have been posting all day today. We are officially on Black Wrestling Alliance TV. So shout out to Black Wrestling Alliance across the pond. Yay! Where we all of our episodes for this season are live on bwa.com/TV. So we are, increasing viewership. We're increasing our volume and viewers and listeners. But once again, it's another level for us as we are entering 2020 with a lot of other things coming up. As we said, Battle Club Pro, January 4th show, One for All, where we will announce the biggest announcement in Job of Tears podcast history that night. So make sure to come out and support. It is in New Jersey, but we will. What?
You getting strippers?
Are we getting strippers? Where are we getting strippers at?
At the strip club?
So you want to go to the strip club? I just want to know where strippers came from.
That's where you get a stripper from, Janelle?
No, actually, you can get a stripper from anywhere, like legit. Players Club and all that type of shit. What?
You get hoes on Twitter.
Have you ever gotten a hoe on Twitter?
Nope.
Have you ever gotten a hoe on Twitter?
Yeah.
Honesty is key.
I met a chick off of Twitter.
Oh, but was she a hoe though?
No, but.
Okay.
I met chicks off of Twitter.
The live feed on Facebook. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, we can check that. But as I was saying, once again, shout outs to Black Wrestling Alliance for making that announcement on behalf of the Job of Tears podcast. So we're excited for our new platform going into 2020.
For people who may not know, how are people able to access it?
Once again, you can go on the website www.bwa blackwrestlingalliance.com/TV, where we are I believe one of the first shows on his TV network. So once again, shout out to Black Wrestling Alliance over in the UK. So we're trying to get some UK viewers. We're trying to we're trying to go global, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to go global. Anything else? What are those that saying on? Thank you to those that are watching on the live feed.
I mean, in a meatball slider.
Somebody was asking what you were eating.
Yeah, she said I eating grill. I'm like,
no. I announced at the beginning. Well, you probably missed it. That's like I announced a meat. I know what it is. How was it though? I never had them though. I heard they were really good. Okay.
Well, it doesn't make your dick hard enough.
I don't think that was the goal.
For women mix their coochie wherever.
I honestly just wanted to make sure my boys ate. This Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving episode. I just had to give a little something to the boys.
Who is I got to poop?
That's a unique Instagram name. I got to poop. I mean, everybody got poop sooner or later. But once again, thank you to everyone that came out to Legends this weekend. Our last pay-per-view of the year, Tables, Ladders, and Cheers, will be on December the 15th at Legends Bar. So make sure to come out and support. And then what else? And that's our last viewing party of 2020. And then we're going to be going straight head to planning and preparing for Royal Rumble 2020. Man, it's a whole new ass decade. That's kind of crazy.
But a lot of us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
You turned 30 this year?
Yeah, shit is real. It don't even feel like it. Like when I turned, like when 30 happened in September, it was just like, it's another thing, another day, another dollar. It wasn't that serious.
No, when I turned 30, it was a big deal.
But
then again, I don't feel 30.
I feel like with guys, especially like just depending on like how people like grew up and things like I've met plenty of guys where they were like, yo, I was told I was never gonna live past 21 or 18, and it's just like, whoa.
Well, I'm supposed to be in jail by the age of 16,
but see, that's like statistically, and statistically you're not. You're here.
Well,
got a job.
Like statistically, is like it's more prone for guys to go left compared to women.
Yes.
It's more like you expect to get a phone call about one of your kids, especially a guy that he got like he went to jail.
Oh, I was like, what's
Hello?
you taking a call? Oh, it's Dre. I can hear him from the phone. As we are fixing some technical difficulties on our Facebook Live because we want to get things right because we do have a special guest for tonight's episode. We have a call-in with Crime Time's own Shad.
He's Haitian.
Haitian, their fellow Haitian
Shad,
brother.
Shad.
Where he will talk about his TV show that he has written. And I got a few questions, and I know the boys will have some questions too, but very interested in seeing, where this all kind of came from in terms of him creating this show, where they just did a did a table read, for the episode, that they're working on the pilot. So he will be calling in within the hour. So other than that, what else is new, Mr. Black? What is your plans for Thanksgiving? Are you working? What are you doing?
I ain't working.
Oh, good for you, because you typically work all the time, every day, all day. So that's good.
There's a lot going on.
Okay.
A lot. Probably just really just smoke. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I want to be around people. Don't get me wrong, right? I really don't want to be around people.
Okay.
But just hearing some unfortunate news today is just like on some like. Really?
Well, I'm sorry to hear.
It kind of just put like a low key damper.
Yeah, you seem a little
spirit.
down, but you know what? Hopefully things will come on the up and up.
I mean, everything does usually work out for itself because I feel like when it comes to life, it's all about the journey.
Correct.
And throughout the journey, you either gonna like digress or regress, or you just start gonna be a better person somehow, some way. And these stuff that are around you, it teach you lessons. Yeah, when it happens, when you hear the news about a particular situation, at first it's always that what's the
initial.
It's the headline. That's what I call real life headlines, is situation. But then when you actually go through it, the silver lining looking like, you know what? I see the bigger picture now. I see what God's trying to take me to. It may be a particular person, particular event in life, you saying that, you know what, I see it this way. 2019 probably wasn't a great year for a lot of people.
True.
So was 2016 for a lot of people, but it's all about, in church, they always talk about this is your season, right? But meaning that, it doesn't mean that your seasons are prosper. It could mean the season of you have to harvest the soil.
Okay.
Because for you to even grow anything, you got to turn the soil. You got to fertilize it. You got to put certain stuff for that, whatever particular harvest you're trying to do to grow. So a lot of people's season right now is your harvest season. So next year is not your harvest. It's your growing season.
Yeah, your foundation.
Your foundation season. Next season is your harvest season.
So where everything blooms and everything starts falling into place. I mean, I can absolutely relate to that because, as everyone knows, I had just went to, I did a 24-hour turnaround in Chicago this past weekend, and we'll talk about War Games once we get a little to the WWE recap. But just kind of understanding, Chicago holds a very near and dear place in my heart, and kind of going back was a lot difficult than I thought it was gonna be.
Did you cry?
But yeah, I did.
Chanel expressing her feelings.
Wow. I did.
You have feelings now?
I always have feelings, but I got to be strong for everybody else. So I don't always. It's very rare moments where I'm like, all right, I can break down and I can have a moment.
I get that, but you don't always have to be strong for people.
I get that, but that's just who I am. But that's the $1 million question. But
when you gonna be strong for yourself?
I'm always. I mean, I think honestly, the first step for me was actually going.
Windy City, Chanel.
The first step for me was actually going and just being in that space and honestly going through that process. And honestly, I went into, as I always say, I never take anything back. I think it was necessary. It was the right time. It was the right place. And honestly, I left literally everything on the table when I left Chicago. I was 24 hours in, 24 hours out. I literally wrote a little note. I left everything on the table, and I came back to New York, and that was that. And I've never felt, I felt a huge weight lifted off of my shoulder, like when I did that. Because everyone has their own ways of dealing with things, and, it takes time, And I just think, once again, right place, right time. And I had a ball. I mean, don't let the sadness fool you. I had an absolute ball. I met Undertaker, which was fucking phenomenal.
I mean, you have to understand, like, the one thing I have to admit, Janelle, you have grown up emotionally.
Well, thank you, Mr. Black. I try, because I know it's a part of growth. It's not, and once again, I'm a big person. I'm a big deal when it comes to trusting people with my emotions and my feelings.
I'm the same way. I don't trust people.
Yeah, I don't trust people. I don't trust wrestling.
Not trusting people is pretty evident towards everybody.
I don't trust anything.
I don't trust anyone.
Austin taught me well back in the Attitude Era.
Well, in most recent time, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins,
Kevin said,
STDs.
I don't think.
I don't have STDs.
No, I would hope not.
I really don't have STDs
at all. I would hope not that you don't. But
But it's just like, it's just, well, freaking. I guess we're not gonna. She's gonna take it forever. So
no.
I guess we'll have a casual conversation.
We can. So, we got viewers.
So like, all I'm saying is, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just a lot going on right now. It's not a lot. It's just.
Well, it's a lot sometimes for you, and it's always just, like it's one after the other. Sometimes it can be.
Yeah, this year just been really on some like a lot of that.
But the one thing, I'm like, you used to, go to, you used to be all in church and stuff, but I'm not too into the, the whole church movement thing at times. But I can be very spiritual at times. And the one thing I will always say is that God would never position you in a place that you can't handle. And that is something I've always held near and deep to me, because, even when it comes to like the podcast, it's just like we were all positioned in a way for this to happen. And looking back, I would have been like, nah, this was never the case. This was never going to happen. And now looking almost 2.5, almost 3 years later, it's like
3 years?
I feel like it. Yeah, just about. I feel like it.
I think it's 2.5.
Well, 2.5. But regardless, I feel like the things that we've gone through, we if we didn't go through them, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And that's just across the board.
We're some old people now.
I'm not old. Seasoned.
Like
seasoned. I am seasoned.
Like when people is like, yo, man, like when people say, yo, man, like you kind of like an OG, I'm looking like.
Because you don't realize there are people, once again, because of the culture we've kind of cultivated. Like they are younger than us. Like I was just cracking on Yaya today. Shout out to Yaya in Montana, who will 21? See 23. So we'll see this weekend. And then shout outs to once again TJ in Montana. They're gonna be on the show for WrestleCade. So we'll actually be at WrestleCade this weekend, me and Sir Wilkins. But yeah, we were talking to Yaya this morning, and I had asked him about somebody's age, because I was like, because of you now I gotta card everybody, because I don't even know how old niggas are. Like you be out here thinking niggas is one age and they not, and you be like, what the hell? So no, but he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm 23. I was like, it's not your fault, but I'm just saying.
Right, but here's the thing about that, everybody being so young, is we look young.
Black don't crack.
We literally look young. A lot of people, shout out to the RC's podcast, Weed and Wrestling. They're like, when they found out how old I was, they was like, you're 30? I'm looking like, yeah, not the point. It's like, you look good for your age. I'm like, I don't feel 30 at all. Like, good. I move like a 25-year-old.
But that's the thing. It's all about how you live your life. You don't have to live old. Like, I had someone ask me yesterday, like, are you happy? And I was just like, that's the most random, interesting question to ask me.
Shout out to Lala.
And, hey, Lala. And he asked me that. And I was like, yeah, I'm in a position where I can go and do things. And, I don't have to be tied down or buy down to certain things. So, I have you guys at the podcast. I have, wrestling to keep me sane. I have my career. Like I have all these things, and granted, and I get to travel. I get to do a bunch of different things, and it's because of the person that you are. Like people be like, I want to be just like you, be able to do this and do that, and it's just like, no. Like at the end of the day, if you really want to do things, you just do them. Like that's just how I was raised. Like anything, like by any means necessary. I have it tatted on me. That's just my. Shout out to Malcolm X. That's my motto, because that's just what it is. With any adversity that comes my way, we just gotta face it and deal with it.
You have to understand, like, we live in an era where, like, we live in like the ESPN era, where everything is highlight reels.
Well, yeah, our moments.
Like, meaning that this is why I be looking at me like, why don't you take a lot of pictures of yourself? Because I like just living the moment. Like, I see it as when you are taking pictures of a particular female, especially our females, you realize how much pictures y'all take and y'all only use one
Well, yeah, you gotta get the right one.
And I'm looking like, dang, everybody just focusing on their highlights. And some people, you'll think that they lit, like they have the cars. When you actually talk to them, like, nah, bro, I'm struggling, blah, 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 blah. Because a lot of people, okay, this is how I see it. And someone said this, shout out to this group I follow about depression, whatever. Some people don't have friends.
That's true. They don't have people. They don't have a circle around them.
They don't have a circle around them. So social media is their audience. Whether they're sad, mad, they all like to go through all the emotions because it's
What's
like
the issue? Okay.
Like it was just like when So shout out to my son P. McCannon.
Oh, the best photographer.
Got classics to him, B.
Best photographer.
So yeah, with all of that, go through the emotion is just like I don't know. What can you do?
You just gotta live life. You gotta keep going. You can't live. That's the one thing I think I've learned biggest from this past weekend is you can't live in the what ifs. You can't live in the what happened before.
Of course, you can't. You can't live in the whole hypothetical, but it's easy to live in a hypothetical.
Well, yeah, because it's a dream world and it's not reality.
But then again, sometimes you need to live in that dream world to achieve your dreams. Because when your reality does not match your dreams, the only place you could do to continue your dreams is to dream about it. Because I learned this from if you can't visualize it, how can you actually do it?
That's true. I agree to that. And I think sometimes I can see personally for me, sometimes it's hard to live in that reality because I'm a very logical person, so everything has to logically make sense. For me to be like, okay, this is the way to go. This is how I do it.
I feel like picking a random person. Let's pick Ralph Reigns. Let's go live with Ralph Reigns. Because niggas has been talking mad trash.
Yo, he said something wild the other day.
Right, wildness. You see, we give the guy opportunity to say something, and now look.
The lowdown. Yo, speaking of lowdown, did you see Impact?
Yes, I actually went on the website and actually looked. And like
I saw, so shout out to Jeff Santana, one of my good friends that was posting on the Jabba Tears podcast Facebook group last night. And I totally I forget that Impact's on Tuesdays. Like I always think I have a free day, so I'm like, okay, I could do this, I could do that. I don't have to worry about wrestling. Fucking Impact is on Tuesdays. So he posted the clip of your boy D'Lo Brown.
Facts, I was tight.
And tight about what?
Because D'Lo Brown was like, I was like.
But honestly speaking, I like the whole, like, it gave me, it was a very old school feel. It gave me the very NWA kind of approach to wrestling. It gave me NWA meets Southpaw wrestling. Remember the shit that was on the network?
But is this real TNA doing? I mean, Impact
it was an episode where they decided to just live in, I guess, kind of like a fantasy, like 1950s, 60s realm.
Was it good? I said the deal on.
Yeah, no, it was really interesting because you have all the players that are current, but they're playing old players. So like, shout out to Willie Mack, who I can't wait to meet this weekend. He was like downtown, something Brown or something. Like it was like they all had made up names. What happened?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Is that
You have to start in a minute, so you have to call Shad in 1 minute.
okay? That's fine. But is the Facebook working?
Yeah, it's fine.
He said it expired. I'm soaking black in my nigga. Come on the live feed.
Well, we can't. Let's wait until after because we actually are going to do a call-in with Chad in about 60 seconds. So those that are watching on Instagram Live, you're not going to be able to hear him. So I suggest that you head to our Facebook group on Jabba Tears Podcast Facebook group and head there so you can hear Shad and us talk about his project that he's working on, because you will not be able to hear.
It's Ralph Reigns.
Oh, well, he's gonna get like 30 seconds of us. The man living in color.
This nigga Ralph Reigns, man. Are you gonna say hi to your future husband?
No, I wouldn't say all that, but
His connection is bad.
I like single life. It's okay.
We try with
it does well for right now. Okay.
Yeah, we going on
Why
Facebook.
are you so mad? All right, so those that are on the live Facebook feed, we once again are going to give a call in to a friend of this show. Like he, has supported the Jabba Tears podcast during WrestleMania weekend. And now we are going to talk about his new TV drama called Pinfall. Oh, shit.
Mr.
Chanel from the HR best squad. Every single view, no one can take guard. Vision of the crew, unstoppable in your face. All I say, we speak the truth.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Sak passe, neg.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Sak passe.
I'm sitting here like, hello.
What's good, bro?
What's going
I'm
on?
blessed. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Pretty excited. We're excited to see you guys this weekend. We'll be at WrestleCade too, actually.
Oh, that's what's up.
So yeah, it'll be our first time down there. So we're kind of excited and kind of like what to expect. Is it going to be your first time down there or?
You know what? I went to a WrestleCade. I signed autographs because I just happened to be in the area, and it was actually pretty chill. And then everybody was like, "Why don't you sign autographs?" And then like at the time, I was like really just like I didn't want to do anything with wrestling at the time. And I was like, I just want to be chill.
I just want to be a spectator. I completely understand that.
I'm just hanging out. They're like, you're hanging out at a wrestling event? I was like, yeah, I know it's a bad idea.
But yo, Shad though, hold on for a second.
Oh Lord, I think they got something for you to listen to.
Yo. Shad Gaspard. It's Crime Time. Brooklyn.
Who produces this song though? Like that's actually the $1 million question.
Crime Time theme song.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, funniest thing. I'm in Vegas. Me and you in Vegas. We're at a club. We have around a bunch of celebrities, a bunch of people. We're all having a good time. And all of a sudden, right, DJ plays yo, and we both look at the DJ, and he's like, "What's up, y'all?" And we're like, "Yo, cut that shit, motherfucker."
Yo, cut the cord.
I've been dying to ask you this. So, I know we got to talk about your movie that I read about. By the way, it's phenomenal. It looks like on from what I read and the people you have involved, it's like OD nice.
First of all, if I want to know how you got old boy from Blindside, that is the $1 million question. When I saw him, I said he looks so familiar. I couldn't think about it, and then I looked it up and I noticed the name. I was like, oh, that's the guy from the Blind Side. Like,
nah, but real talk. This is gonna sound crazy, but I remember reading JTG's book, right?
Yeah.
He said that you guys went into like a business meeting. And then you were like, yo, I be fucking white bitches. And you know, I do it for my ancestors. Is this true?
Sound like something y'all would say too.
That's what I would say too.
Honestly, I think we closed the deal too.
Oh, so you did say it and you closed the deal. All right. You know, all right, that's fine.
Oh man, only you guys.
No, because you know what it is, and this is the thing. I always try to explain to people is that when people are always trying to put on a fake version of themselves when they try to talk to you in a business meeting or any kind of social event like that, right? Mm-hmm. And they're always trying to pretend saying, they're not skeezy, they're not, saying two-faced or any kind of shit like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My tactic is that I just go in there and I say the most outrageous things that we've done for real, and I'm honest about it. And once they see my genuine honesty, they usually open up and they're like, "Well, there was this one time that me and my cousin were just having in the backyard and we just having a good time." You know what I'm saying?
Then they start opening
up.
Oh
yeah, wow. Go ahead, tell me more of your secrets, because they don't realize that my most boring story is not even my most interesting story.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
That's really interesting.
It makes somebody feel like people feel more relaxed to do business with you when they know that you're gonna allow them to be themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So let's get right into talking. I mean, and we're gonna ask a lot of questions outside of your project, but tell the viewers that are watching about your new TV drama called Pinfall, which, honestly speaking, it's definitely it's the perfect time for it right now in wrestling. I think with the changes in the upcoming AEW. I think, NWA coming back and you just all different. It's the best time to be a wrestling fan. And I think, honestly, having a show that shows the kind of behind the scenes. So I'm going to read the series synopsis and then you can tell us a little bit more like your process on how you came about doing Pinfall. So the series synopsis is professional wrestlers battle their personal demons while the new female CEO of their organization struggles to rebuild the business. It's a high stakes in a world where nothing is real, everything hurts, and you can't trust anyone. So tell us a little bit about where Pinfall actually all started.
It all actually started on the road. We were we had gotten stuck overseas a couple of times, and
sound like Saudi Arabia?
not like that.
Shade.
We actually got stuck because of weather. And we were in Europe, and I think we were in Scotland, and we got delayed flight for some. We were in the UK. We got delayed flight, and our delay was like a 5-6 hour delay. And I started writing like little fucking like anecdotes and stories like that, because I always did that as a kid, and I was like always trying to write my graphic novel with Mark, and I was writing out ideas and things that I could write about. And so I actually jotted down, write about the boys, you know what I'm saying, and write about the shit that we go through. And I kind of left it in the back burner on my laptop forever and a day. And fast forward like 7-8 years later, I'm just sitting there and I'm like going through all my old computer stuff, and it was like pinfall. It said pinfall, and I was like, "What the fuck is a pinfall?" and I went and I opened the folder, and it was all these like ideas I had to write about things that was actually happening like on the road, and I was like, "Oh man, this is the fucking thing I want to write about," you know. And then I kind of started like mulling it over and like soft pitching it. I was already at I was at Paramount Studios. I had an office at Paramount Studios. Because my graphic novel got optioned, and part of my deal was that the guys who optioned it, they gave me my own office space on the lot. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Boss moves, black man. Boss moves, black man.
Big dick move out here.
Yeah.
Big dick move.
You know what it was? I basically when I was on the road with WWE, whenever I was off the road for that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was at Paramount Studios interning. And I was the biggest, blackest intern you ever see. But it was one of those things where I was shadowing these guys who were doing Transformers, they were doing G.I. Joe, they were doing all these other movies, and I'm shadowing them. And people were like, "Oh, that's your bodyguard." And they're like, "Nah, that's actually our intern. He's a WWE pro wrestler, but he's not on the road. He's interning reading scripts for us." So I was getting my education in Hollywood while I was in my career in WWE.
How did you get that position? As the intern, and how did the WWE approve that shit?
They didn't know about that shit. That's the thing.
Oh, even better.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is like I realized really early on in my career, because I had a lot of old school guys to mentor me, that I don't work for WWE. I work for me. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, elaborate on that, because I know that usually it means that you're independent contractor.
That's the equivalent of me being an independent contractor who comes and fixes bathrooms, and me asking you, the homeowner of 5150, if I can go fix the sink over at 5120. Okay. It don't matter. That's none of your business. What I do, whoever sink I'm fixing is my business, because I'm an independent contractor. You see what I'm saying?
So I have a question.
I understood that more than a lot of the talent.
I got a question with the whole concept of the independent. How is WWE still able to keep y'all an independent contractor, but at the same exact time keep y'all away from doing any other wrestling or anything outside of without saying that this is our property? Like, how is that? Can you please break down the contract when it comes to the terminology in WWE contract, independent contractors?
It's not a contract that prevents that. It's a mentality. You see? It's a mentality. So when I got on the road, I was told, always ask what the house was, always ask what the door was, write it down in the ledger, and write down what match you were. And then compare your checks. And so I did that. And as I compared my checks, eventually I got a check that was lower than where I was placed, and I knew the house was a big house. And when I brought it to the attention of the accounting, they basically called me out of my shit and said, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." But then I sent them all my information. I said, "Hey, well, here's the ledger, here's the house. It should be this much." And then they were like, "Oh, so sorry, we're wrong." And the following week, I got pulled aside by Johnny, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Who told you to take a ledger down of the house and the drawer?" And I said, "Old school guys did. You know, the fucking Undertakers, the fucking Rocky Johnsons. They told me what I needed to do. Like, they told me what I needed to do to protect myself." And he was like, "All right, cool. Don't tell nobody else."
Shut all that shit down.
So that system of they don't want us talking to each other about how much we make. I was making $500,000 a year, and my partner was only making $300,000.
Oh,
but they didn't
got it.
But they didn't,
See,
but they didn't want us talking. And then when it came time for my partner to renegotiate, and I wasn't around, he had to have a meeting with Hunter, and literally I'm on the phone with my partner during the meeting, and he's like, and I'm like he has his earpiece in, and I'm like, nah nigga, go more. I was like, say no. And he's like, nah.
He out here with the plays.
It would separate us. And then they was like, okay, Chad's the aggressive one. Chad's the one we can't like just get over on. If we work Jay a little bit, he'll just say fucking aight. And then it was like when he got in there, they were like, "Oh shit, he's aggressive too."
Well, I mean, you got two aggressive niggas. What did you expect?
The amount that you're saying is pretty high for that time.
No, it wasn't.
No, the amount that you were getting paid.
See, the problem was it wasn't high for that time. So when I first got on the road, all right, house show matches, I was making $2,000 on house show matches wrestling Val Venus. Okay.
Oh.
Every house show match I wrestled Val Venus, I was making $2,000 per match. That includes my draw, which was $400. So I would do the house show match on Friday. I take my draw, that's $400. So that means I'm getting $1,600 on my check. Then I do Saturday house show match. That's another $2,000. So I'm taking $400. So that means I got $800 in cash for me to spend. And I do the same thing for Sunday, which is what's called doing. So that means I have $1,200 in cash. And then we have like 30-something plus on my check, and just for showing up TV was $1,000. Just for being at TV was $1,000.
Okay. Now,
so what happened?
So
what happened was, and this is the thing, guys understand. What happened is one day we had a big meeting, right? And Johnny comes up and he says, "Hey guys, we're taking the draws off the road, so no more cash handouts. Okay, but we're gonna let you guys vote on it." And so he said, "So what's the vote? Keep it or go?" And then fucking Adam, Edge, he stood up. He said, "Yo, Johnny, you need to leave." And he said, "Why?" He said, "Because you're not one of the boys."
Ooh! Shout out to Edge.
Thanks, Adam.
Like, okay, cool. So Johnny got up and he left, and so now it's all the boys. And so Adam goes, "Guys, let's not do this. They're trying to trick you." And then Sean goes, "Shut the fuck up."
Who's Sean?
Responsibility. And then fucking,
who's Sean?
What's called Batista. So basically, the good guys were Batista, Adam, Umaga. You know what I'm saying? Bray, Christian, all those guys. Tommy Dreamer. Those guys weren't the corporate guys. The corporate guys were John, Hunter, and Triple A, and John, Hunter, and Sean. And so John, Hunter, and Sean were like, "Oh, we should take the drawers off. You guys gotta have responsibility." And Umaga and Adam and Ray and them, they were like, "Guys, this is a trick. Do not let them take your drawers off the road. If they take the drawers off the road, the pay's gonna start going down. Accounting will fuck you over." And so basically, Cena, Hunter, and Sean used their influence to get the guys who were just happy to be, because there are three groups of guys. You were either going to be a corporate guy, happy to be there, or an asshole. Assholes were the guys who were looking out for everybody, for the boys. They didn't care. They didn't care about what they got paid. They didn't care about fucking merchandise. They didn't care about shit. They were just like, "Yo, we're wrestlers. We're boys. We're looking out for each other." You know, guys like the Hardys, guys like Tommy Dreamer, guys like Edge, guys like Batista. All they cared about was the boys. They really didn't care about salary. Guys who cared about that stuff were more like Cena and fucking Hunter and Sean. See what I'm saying? And then the guys who were just happy to be there were guys like TJ Storm, TJ from the Hearts. We got a paycheck. We got a paycheck for our match on a pay-per-view, and we got $15,000. The Hearts, Harry and TJ both got like $3,000.
Oh.
And we said, "Yo, you guys get more." And they said, "No, we're okay."
What?
So let me ask you a question, brother. You mentioned three types of people, right? Let's say, for instance, Mr. Black or I become a tag team, correct?
Yeah.
And we decide to go in. Where do you benefit the most?
You mean like from tag team or singles?
No. Where would I benefit the most? Would I be the corporate guy, the happy to be there, or the bad guy? Which is gonna help me out the most? Which position should I play? In your opinion,
Depends on what type. It depends. So it depends on what type of person you are in the game that you want to play.
I'm looking to make money. I'm looking to be a superstar.
Well, here's the thing. If you're there just to make money, all right, then you might as well just be happy to be there and be a corporate guy. So they're gonna run you ragged. They're gonna fuck you raw. Literally.
Real talk.
Yeah, seriously. So if you're a corporate guy, well then you gotta literally suck dick and kiss ass and work your way to the top and backstab. You're gonna have to give it your partner. Your partner's gonna hate you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, whoever you came in with is not gonna be your friend. You're not gonna be friends no more. You're not gonna be buddies on the road. You're gonna either stab him in the back and throw him under the bus for a paycheck. But if you came in to be part of a brotherhood, and if you came in to fucking really like just be in this world of just brotherhood and just making money and going to places and having experiences that nobody else in the world could ever imagine, then you're going to be an asshole. Because assholes, because you know what happens? Matt Morgan. You guys remember him?
Oh, the Blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan. So when we were in OVW, I used to be the guy to get everybody in clubs because I used to bodyguard for Mike Tyson and all those guys like that. So I used to have the in for every single club. So we all go out, we all get drunk, and we're in this VIP, and this girl, she's down at the bottom of the VIP. It's like, 2 stories down, and she's like, "You guys are fucking on steroids." And Matt says, "Shut the fuck up, ho."
Wow. Shit. Wow. He just went in.
Wow.
Yeah, so she takes a bottle and she throws the bottle up there at us. What? Matt jumps. He's fucking drunk as shit. He jumps from the VIP down and lands right in front of her. And he stands over her. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then her boyfriend pops. He's like, "I'm so sorry about her."
What type of Thanos shit was he on?
So we all run down the stairs. We come down. We're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Right? And so the guy is like, "So sorry." Then he get the fuck out of there. And I turn to Matt and I'm like, "You all right?" He goes, I think I fucking snapped my ankle." I go, "What?" And he goes, "My ankle's fucking hurt." And we're like, "Oh shit." And the next day he ices his ankle. He puts it in a bucket of ice. We have to go to practice the next morning, early in the morning, OVW. We gotta be at practice at 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the rope. And then the ripper comes there around 8 o'clock, like 7:30. And so, we get to practice. His ankle is swollen, huge.
Shit.
And there's a camera in the arena that records everything. You see what I'm saying? And so we're all hitting the ropes, and then I give Matt the Iggy, and he gets in the ring, right? And I go, "Matt, lock up." And so we circle around a couple of times, and we lock up, and we're supposed to go do a drill. And as we lock up, I step on his foot, and I shove him backwards. And he goes, "Oh, my ankle." And I go, "Oh, my God."
That's that brotherhood you talked about.
That's a team player right there. What's the biggest...
Matt went to the hospital, and then about a month later, Johnny comes down, and he goes, "How did Matt hurt his ankle?" I was like, "In the ring." "How did Matt hurt his ankle?" "In the ring." "How did Matt hurt his ankle?" "In the ring." So he didn't jump he didn't jump out of the second story of a VIP. I said, "Nope." He didn't. He didn't snap his ankle when he landed on the floor. I said, "Nope."
Who's
snitching? "He hurt in the ring." I said, "Is that what the camera says?" He goes, "The camera says he hurt in the ring." I said, "Well, I guess he hurt in the ring then." He goes, "Good. You'll be one of the good ones. You're on the road in like 2 weeks."
Wow.
That was it.
Who out here snitching?
Because if we snitch, if I was to snitch on him, that would have given him the sign that this guy can't be around.
Yeah, you can't be trusted.
All the other boys.
Yeah,
he can't be trusted. But then again, the guy who did snitch on him, he was literally he debuted on TV and was fired in like a week because he was like, "Oh, well, I'm doing the right thing.
Who was the guy?
Be out drinking. You guys should be out partying." And then when he got on the road, it was like, "Yo, it's good. You gotta work. Somebody has to work with you in that ring to be a star. You're not a star. I don't have to give you my body. I can tell at any point in the match, I can Crime Time Shad can stop, and Shad Gaspard, the Muay Thai fighter, the fucking badass from Thailand and Brooklyn, could just go, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out right now.
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
My body. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So, what's the biggest lesson you learned working for WWE?
There's nothing I can't do.
Explain that.
There's nothing I can't do. If I can learn it, I can do it. There's nothing I can't do. Once you work for Vince McMahon, if you can't fucking pick up buildings, if you can't fucking sell water to a well, if you can't fucking sell ice to a sun, then you're a fucked up individual on your own.
So let me ask a few questions about Vince.
Because you gotta understand. You gotta understand. When you stand in front of a camera, when you stand in the ring, I'm selling you my soul. I'm selling you who I am, the truest form of me. I'm selling all of me. And if I can't do that away from that, then I'm a fucked up individual on my own. It's not Vince's fault. It's not the fans' fault. It's my fault.
Wow, I never seen somebody say something like that. Because usually nowadays they always complain about that it's creative. That's the problem. Can you touch on that? You start laughing.
You out here giggling already.
So put like this. We just had some guy when this Instagram, he put up a thing, was like, oh, you guys are racist as shit because you guys are. I was like, yo, man, Crime Time was nothing but freaking. We took In Living Color and fucking the Wayne brothers and we put it into wrestling. That's what we did.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We took the Homeboy Shopping Network and In Living Color and put it into wrestling, and that's it. All right? Now, at the end of the day, everything we wore, everything we said, everything we did, that was B&J.
Yeah. We
wanted to have fun with it. We did what we did. Guess what? If this is 1970, then you say something like, if this is 1990, this thing is 1970, you wouldn't like, said then. Everybody matures in entertainment, and we understand that. But when it came time for us to finally get our own, where we could write our own storylines and our own shit, we had to earn that through Vince.
So let me ask you a question.
You see what I'm saying?
What happened? Why you guys never got tag team goals? Y'all was in a high profile program with John Cena, main eventing. Y'all was like the first. Well, y'all did something monumental with the Barclays Center. I think y'all was the first something. I don't remember, but what happened? Because y'all was red hot. What happened?
The funniest thing is we actually got brought into the office. We actually got brought into the office one time, and Lance and Trevor were the champions, and we had just debuted, and they gave us a shirt. It was a really rinky-dink shirt, which just mean like it was a really corny kind of rinky-dink shirt, and our shirt sold out, and we were happy about it. You know, like we were happy, like we were ecstatically happy. Like I started shopping for a new house. I was like,
get this merch money.
I'm moving out of Kentucky. Fuck y'all, racist. I'm going to Texas, where they are moderate racist.
And you can give them more money for your land, like Booker does. So makes complete sense.
No, the funny thing was that we got excited about it, and then other people saw our excitement, and they said, "Why are those niggers excited?"
Whoa, time out. What?
They didn't say it verbally, but they expressed it.
That's basically what it was, though.
It was like, why? Because at the time, you gotta remember, if you guys look at it, we didn't lose for almost 9 months.
Yeah.
We didn't lose a match.
Yeah.
We were undefeated, didn't lose a match.
I remember.
And we were like, great. And then we got pulled into the office one time, and they sat us down and said, hey, you guys don't even need the tag team title because you're so over.
Okay.
And then Jay looked at me. Yeah, and then Jay looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, if we are the next tag champions, we're the first all-black tag champions since Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said, yeah, we know.
Oh.
Like, okay, cool. And then like literally right after that meeting, 2 weeks later, we lost for the first time. And then we lost for the third time, and the fifth, and the sixth.
So
we
why
went on a 10-loss losing streak off TV on Superstars and other shows, but they wouldn't let us lose on Raw. Until finally the tag champions beat us on Raw clean, and we were like, okay, message received.
Right.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Let me ask you a quick question. What was your relationship with Vince like? I heard really good things about Vince, and I've heard other things about Vince. What was your personal relationship with Vince like?
Good question.
So Vince was like a brother to me. I had a great relationship with Vince. That's why when people are like, Vince is a racist, I'm like, nah. I'm like, Vince isn't a racist. Vince is a businessman. And if anything, whatever the product you ask for is what he tries to present. And a lot of people don't understand is that he looks at it from the view of a man who was born in the we
always say that on the show.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here's a guy who, you got to remember, Vince wasn't raised with his dad at first. He was raised in the trailer parks, and he was raised poor. And then he even after he met his dad, they weren't wealthy. They were just good. And then he had to earn being the fucking poor kid to being the athletic kid. You know what I'm saying? To then fucking being, the boss's son. All these things he didn't want. And every time he's trying to make a niche for himself. So if anything, you got to remember the McMahons, they were the first to integrate basketball. People don't talk about that. Vince's grandfather was the first to integrate basketball.
Really?
Wow. New York. Yeah. You can look it up. The McMahons were the first to integrate basketball.
The McMahons is lit out here.
Baseball and basketball in Manhattan, 4 games. Wow. The McMahons put on many of Negro games. Okay? Seriously.
I don't believe it though.
Okay.
Like, people don't really talk about that. But
they're never gonna shed light on people's success that actually benefits the culture or benefits us knowing that type of knowledge, and which is why we have to have these type of conversations so that people besides wrestling fans, basketball fans, football, sports fans in general can know these things because we didn't know that.
Vince's idol. And this is legit, and anybody can tell you, is Martin Luther King. You are not allowed to make fun of Martin Luther King. You are not allowed to make a joke. I asked to make a Martin Luther King joke, and literally, I got right before TV, I got a fucking 45-minute lecture of how great of a man Martin Luther King is.
Wait, were you sitting in gorilla? Did he scold you? Did he OD you in gorilla position? Like, nah, brother, you can't do that. No, how did he do that?
No, like literally, we had we got the opportunity to write a lot of our stuff, right? Okay. We got the opportunity to take it straight to him and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I love that." Because me and him had built a relationship from before I even debuted with Crime Time. Because when I first got on the road, I always wore a suit before it was mandatory to wear a suit. Because I came from being a bodyguard, so I already had $1,000 suits. And he's like, who's the rookie wearing $1,000 shark skin suit? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I was like, I shop at Mohan's. And he was like, Mohan's, you know my guy did it? And I was like, yeah, I know him too. And he's like, oh shit, you from New York? All right, cool. And we vibed on that level on suits already. So he was like, open door policy with me 24/7. You know what I mean? But he literally was like, he's like, I'm a Malcolm X brother. I like Malcolm X. But he was like, yo, you understand what Martin King did for me? And I was like, what? He was like, I cried when Martin Luther King died. He's like, I cried at his speeches. He goes, I literally was glued to the TV. He goes, I tried to go to Martin Luther King's church. He really loves Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And what a lot of people feel is like, they're like, oh, well, I guess that means he's not a racist. And that's it. It's like, yeah, he loves Martin Luther King, but he also grew up in an era where most black people were Republicans. They weren't Democrats. Martin Luther King was a Republican. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And people don't see that as because what Republicans stand for right now. You know what I mean? So it's hard to lump everybody into one circle and be like, oh, well, he says this or does that, so that means he's a racist, or he does that. But the thing about Vince is that, one, he's not racist. One, he's an old motherfucker who just needs to fucking understand that times are changing and these young guys are coming for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to really understand that. Two, you got to understand, he's holding on as tight as he can because he had to earn it every step of the way. And what's easy for some people to say, hey, just let go, you got to understand, he had to backstab his father. He had to backstab his brother. He had to backstab all the guys he called uncle. He had to destroy careers. You know what I'm saying? He had to lose family members. Y'all guys don't know that Vince's mom is still alive, and that Vince's brother just died a few years ago.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
The brother I didn't know, but the mom I didn't know was still alive. Whoa.
Mom, I think the last time I checked, she's like 90 plus years old. But Vince's brother just died a few years ago. And when I said to most people, they're like, Vince has a brother. Yeah, I sat on his. I sat on his jet multiple times, and we sat on flights to Iraq and Afghanistan, and just talked about his family, and we just talked about the shit that we've gone through. You know,
because I think that sometimes is what, as you know, as fans looking, outside in, is that we lose that ideal that you guys are human too. You guys have lives. You guys have, people, families that you have to take care of, family members you probably have not seen. You guys have drama too outside of wrestling. So, and I think as fans, we forget that blurred line in between that. So to hear that kind of like just human, interaction that you can have with legit your boss, it's just something kind of big, because you don't, even working, the regular working person, some people don't have that they can't even talk to the owner of a company at all that they work for. So to be able to have that kind of relationship, it speaks volumes to the actual man that Vince is, because I do think he gets a lot of slack. People shit on him a lot for like, he does this, he does that. And that's why it's super important to hear these kind of stories, because they're as real as it gets. It's like, no, we're not putting you up to talking great things about Vince. Like, no, you're saying your own truth, and that's what you lived through. So that's something that can be appreciated.
I mean, I get that 100%. This story that Chad just told shot a lot of light to Vince. I always had this idea that Vince is a businessman at the end of the day, because his dad had a verbal agreement with everybody. Do not break the territory. Do not poach talent. And he did it anyway. But my thing is this. Why it took so long to have a black champion in WWE?
Well, again, I mean,
sorry. Correction. Why it took so long to have a black took so long to have another black champion in WWE?
Or really a black champion to win at WrestleMania.
Yes, so we're not WrestleMania, and also because we're talking about having Kofi win, I want you to kind of jumble the question together. Your thought on the current product, if you're watching it. Are you watching the current product?
I see things every now and then.
So
I can answer all three of them. So we were in promo class one day, and I cut this promo, and like Vince gives you random subjects, and I cut this badass promo, and I basically left on a mic drop, and I left, and I knew I had everybody in the palm of my hand, and I walked out the room, and as I walked out the room, I slammed the door behind me. And I said, before I went out, I said, now try to follow that motherfucker. And I slammed the door.
This is why JTG.
And I stood in the hallway.
I see.
And I stood out there for like about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and Arn comes out. He goes, Big Tom, get your ass back in here. Back in. And Vince is like, that was amazing. He was like, yes. And so we get to Smithson promo class. We all go to the locker room, and what I was told happened was that the writers come in for the meeting, for Raw meeting, and Vince just sat up there with Johnny just talking, and he called all the writers and said, hey, I got our next champion in Shad Gaspard. And they were like,
what?
Okay. And it was like, okay, cool. It's like, start brainstorming, start getting ideas. Let's make it happen. Cena, Gaspard, 6 months after draft. Let's make it happen. I want to build him up. I want him to fucking take it. He's gonna be my bad news. He's gonna be my bad news. And he kept on saying it. And so like afterwards, the writers came to me and they're like, "Yo, Vince just said he's gonna fucking put the title on you." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, the WCW one?" They're like, "No, the WWE." I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I'm like, all happy and excited. I'm like, "All right, calm down." And so the writers pulled me in and they're like, "You gotta chill. You gotta play the game. Just chill. Don't do nothing bad." And I was like, "All right, cool." And like the first thing I do when I walk out the room is I see Cena, and I walk up to John, and I go, "Yo, your car, your house, your endorsements, everything. I'm coming after you, motherfucker." He goes, "What?"
Why would you do that?
Come on. Why? You knew better. They told you not to do it.
You know what he says? John goes, all right, come on, let's go, big boy. And I was like, let's go, it's on. And he's like, all right. And so like now, what it was is now it's a political game. So now I gotta work the agents, I gotta work the old school wrestlers, I gotta work all the guys backstage to make sure that I have enough rooks, bishops, and knights protecting me up until the point they hand me that title. Okay? And so the first guys I go to is I go to Mark and I go to Paul. I go to Taker and Big Show, and I'm like, yo, this is what the writers just said. They're like, all right, kid, fucking run with it. You know, I'm like, so is there anything I can get you? Whiskey, Jack Daniels.
My man out here pledging. That's some pledging shit.
You got a politic. And so like so they're like, no, we're all good. It's like, you run your shit with us, kid, you're good. Big Show's like, you're good, you know. Taker's like, you're good. I go to all the guys I need to go to. I go to all the agents. I'm like, all right, all these, like, fucking Rotunda, Steamboat is loving me. Everybody's like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, I'm good. And so like 2 weeks go by, no incidents, no nothing. I'm good. I'm looking at Cena, like I'm sending spies out. It's like, hey, what's John talking about? John mentioned me. Did John say anything last night about me when you guys went to the bar? Okay, cool. You know, you're trying to like gauge every single move, every single person around you, because you know this is your opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to fucking really be on it, because if you're not protecting your opportunity, somebody's gonna sneak it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then one weekend, it's like 2 months after this, and like they separate me and Jay, they break us apart, right? And we have our pay-per-view match. Now, what happened in our pay-per-view match was after like Jay, so like I agreed and said, oh yeah, Jay should go over. And so Jay goes over. What I didn't know and what was not told to me was after Jay goes over, I was supposed to beat the shit out of Jay and torture him and fucking put him in a submission that I had came up with Dean Malenko. And just fucking stretch him and like make a statement after he wins. So he gets to win, but I get over.
Okay.
So after the match, we walked through Gorilla, and I walked through, and Vince was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what did I do? He was like, you didn't fucking beat his ass. You didn't do this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he didn't tell you? And Rotunda comes to me, and he goes, oh, sorry, kid. I forgot to mention that that's my fault. He's like, I remember I told you after the match, get on your partner. I was like, no, you didn't say that. But number one, Cena got to him.
Yeah.
Told him not to tell me. So that was one strike against me, and I was like, fuck. Shit, he got me on that. So I had to make sure to play cool. I was like, all right, I'm being too arrogant. I'm being too boastful. I got to fucking pull it in. And so I made sure I still have everybody who was protecting me, who was cool with me, they were cool with me. And then like about a month goes by, and I'm doing good matches again. I wrestle Goldust, and me and Goldust have a great match. And in between, like right in the middle, me and Jay have another match. In the middle of our match, they give us 5 more minutes. They give us like 5 more minutes, so I roll back in, and I'm still going. We ad-libbed 5 minutes in the match, you know what I'm saying? And then fucking, I go over, I beat Jay, clean, boom, boom, boom. I'm doing more matches with the guys. Everything's going good. We're at a house show. It's like a month and a half since me and Jay's blow off, and I'm getting good heat. I'm on SmackDown. Cena can't touch me until the draft. Because the draft, I'm getting drafted fucking Raw, and I'm good. And I'm in the match, and the guy in the match, I'm not going to say his name because I love him. He told me later, he was like, yeah, John, they gave me the Iggy. And I run him for an elbow, and he puts up an elbow, and I get a concussion.
Fuck.
And so I get a concussion, and for about 2 minutes, I had no idea where I was, and I was really fighting. Like I was shoot fighting with a concussion. And then when I got to the back, I got yelled at. I got to the arena. They gave me a concussion test. The test said, you're fine. You're okay. And I was supposed to go on TV and have a match. And just before I'm supposed to go out, they were like, you got a concussion? It's like Vince comes and goes, did you get a concussion this weekend? I go, I didn't get a concussion. I just kind of got dazed. He was like, did you get a concussion, yes or no? Yeah. You're not wrestling. Cut Gaspard segment. I'm like, fuck, he got me again. And then literally they were like, hey, we want you to go down to FCW and just get your legs back underneath you. And I was like, what do you mean get my legs left underneath me? And they were like, well, rumors going around that you can't wrestle.
What?
I'm like, what?
Yo, they trying to bury you alive. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Wow. I've been on the road for fucking 4 or 5 years now. I was in development for 3 years. And now that I'm in my singles fucking run and I'm doing good, you think I can't wrestle? They was like, oh, well, you did good because I had matches with Kane overseas. And I was like, oh, you did. Glenn gave you a good report. Dustin gave you a good report. This is, some of the boys feel like you might be a little too dangerous.
Really?
Like,
some of the boys.
I was like, word. I was like, cool. So I went to Big Show and I was like, yo, they want to send me to Florida. And he was like, remember when I met you in OVW? I was like, yeah, I was fucking glad to see you. He was like, well, I wasn't glad to see your dumbass. He goes, I got sent down there because I was too fucking confident. And the fucking old school guys, they fucking got in Vince's ear and he sent me down to Florida to fucking humble me. So go down there, go to Florida, get humbled, and come back and get your shit. You understand me? And I was like, all right, cool. And so I went to Florida, and I was down there for almost a year. And
wow!
My son was born in April. I was sent down to Florida in June, and I was living in a hotel room, going down to practice. Even in Florida, guys were trying to backstab me, and it was like, fuck, what the fuck is going on? And like I was fighting for my life just to fucking not kill somebody. Like legitimately, they were having guys. They tried to get Seth Rollins to blow me up at one match. He was like running around, and I grabbed him and I put him in a rear choke, and I was like, look here, man, I'm way fucking stronger than you can ever imagine. I will snap your fucking neck.
I will kill you.
And he was like, cool, I got you. Yeah, they told me to blow you up. And I said, that's not happening. Slow the fuck down, because he can go. And he was like, all right, CrossFit. Cool. And we slowed down.
He said, slow the fuck down.
Yeah, but then it's like I'm missing my son, and then I'm getting all these opportunities from Hollywood. Like people like they keep on hitting me up about auditions and roles, and I'm like, November came around, and Johnny was like, hey, we're gonna bring you back to TV. We're gonna do this. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
You know, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. I want to spend time with my kid. And then Johnny was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, if I release you, you got 3 months. I was like, yeah, I'm good. He goes, how about this? We'll release you because you want to be released. But I'll give you fucking 6 months to think about it. So you'll be in a contract for 6 months. But that means you can't do anything else. I was like,
yeah.
Johnny, I was like, Johnny, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to wrestle for anybody else. I was like, I'm a WWE guy. And he was like, all right, if you're sure about that. I was like, yeah, give me 6 months and I'll see what's up. And so I was in a contract. So I got released in November, but I was still in a contract with WWE well until 2011. Mm-hmm. And I was actually like my last 2 months, I was kind of freaking out. I was going to go back. And then like I'm walking with my son and it's his first birthday. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to go back. My wife was like, are you sure? And I was like, and I just booked a TV show, BET The Game, in January.
I remember seeing your ass on there. I was like, this big motherfucker's on this shit.
I love that show.
Wow. So I just booked the game on BET, and I was like, man, and like Pooch and all those guys, they were like help me out, and I was like, yo, let's just do this. I was like, fuck wrestling, let's go to Hollywood. And she was like, all right, cool, whatever you want. And I was like, I want to spend more time with my kid, and I did. And then it was like, I heard other guys were going to get their push. And it was like, oh, he's going to get the push now. He's going to get the title. Oh, I see what they're doing to him now. And I watched it. And I was like, and like years later, I saw, like I'm in Gold's Gym Venice. And John was dating Nikki Bella. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's one of my best friends. I love her to death. Uh-huh. So when they started dating, we had to bury the hatchet right away. Right? And then I saw him in the gym and I was like, yo. And he's like, yo. And we're like, fuck. We're hugging it out. And I was like, yo, how did you beat me? And he was like, yo, man. He goes, you were so full of piss and vinegar, ready to fucking fight everybody. He was like, he's like, remember the story Mark used to tell us about the young bull and the old bull? You know, young bull sitting up there, the young bull and old bull sitting on top of the hill. Mm-hmm. The young bull goes, hey, man, let's run down there and fuck them cows. And the old bull says, yo, how about we walk down there and we fuck him off? Because we won't be tired. He goes, you that young bull, just so ready to fucking fight. And all I had to do was just be patient and just watch the guys you were pissing off and just tell them something about you. And they did it for me. He was like, you didn't realize that some of the guys you were trying to get on your side, you were pissing them off because you were so excited about getting a title, and they're getting mid-card matches. They're getting put on superstars. And here's your young, big black ass coming up, and you're like, I'm getting a title. And they're like, yeah, great job, bro. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, they
and
turn around.
He'd come up and he'd be like, yeah, man, you know what you should do? You should fucking tell so-and-so to fucking give him the elbow. You know what? You right. Yo, man, I heard he can't wrestle. Yo, didn't he hurt you that last match? I mean, he didn't really hurt me. Come on, man. Don't cover for that. Don't cover for him. If he hurt you, you should tell Johnny. Yeah, I should say something to Johnny. See, he didn't have to do shit.
Wow.
He used my own momentum and my own ignorance and my own aggression against me. And I was like, fuck. And he was like, yeah, like I said, I don't bury nobody. I just watch you motherfuckers hang yourself.
Wow. So Shad,
you right.
Shad, let me ask you a quick question, brother.
Damn.
Knowing all this now, right? What would you have changed?
Would I have changed?
Mm-hmm. What would you have changed if you were put in that position? Like if somebody pulled you to the side and showed you the video of what went wrong, what would you have changed?
Nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Why?
I would. Because that's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Zoe, yo.
Yo, y'all too much.
I'm a straight up Zoe, yo. I don't dance unless I like the music. I don't sing unless I like the song. You know what I'm saying? When I go at it, I go hard.
Wow.
You know?
Nah, I
So
respect that.
I have a question.
And I'll never change that.
No, as you should not.
You got to understand. There's a lot of guys who they sucked dick, they kissed ass, they shook hands, they kissed babies, they still got a job today, they've gotten title, they got title, and they got no fucking soul, and they got no life stories. You can't talk to a motherfucker who's been on the road with Shad fucking Gaspard, and they say, yo, sit down, I got a story to tell. So we're at this bar, and Shad, you know what I'm saying? Because crazy. I go hard. I love my life. I got memories with me and John Cena dancing in our underwear in strip clubs.
What?
And we were enemies.
What?
I got memories with me and Lita and Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy breaking into other wrestlers' rooms and jumping off their dressers and giving them elbow drops.
That actually sounds like a good time. But a question to you would be, if let's say Vince right now called you up, was like, Shad, how are you, my guy? Yo, and he wanted to give you one match, who would you go against?
Yeah, that was back in October at the Fox taping.
What? Yo, you out here spilling way too much tea for me today. What? So who would you choose?
We were backstage. I went to the Fox taping. I saw him. I said, hey, what's up, old man? And he said, oh, hey, how you doing? He kept on walking. And then he came back. He goes, Gaspard, is that you? And I go, yes. He was like, oh, man, look at you. God. He's like, come on, give me a hug. And we hugged it out, and we were just talking. And he was like, so what do you want? He's like, so he grabbed me. He likes to grab you by your tricep to pull you in. So he was telling a secret. Wow. And so he grabs me. He goes. So what do you want? What do you want to do? What are you doing right now? Are you okay? Are you fine? Are you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't need rehab. I don't need shit. I'm good. I'm great. Wow. He's like, you are. I was like, yeah, I got investments. I got a marijuana grow. I got a cryo company. I was like, I'm good. He was like, fuck, you're still physical. I was like, I'm sexy too. And he was like, talk to Karan. We'll talk. And I said, all right, cool. And before Karan could talk to me, I left because I'm happy.
You knew, yeah.
I don't care. Yeah, yo, I'm. You know, the old me would have been like, put me there with that motherfucker right now. Nah, yo, I can take my time.
You've grown.
I'm 38.
Yes, growth.
Wow.
I'm 38. I'm
Wow.
38. I'm 38. And you got to remember, I'm 38. I started when I was 22.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm 17 plus years into this business, and I'm only 38 years old. When Jericho was my age, okay, he hadn't even met me yet. So I'm good.
Damn. But I
know,
mean,
but-
in the perfect world though, who would you though? Who would one more match? Who would it be though?
Oh, if it was the perfect world, I would have a match with The Rock.
Oh,
With who?
DJ.
he wants Rocky.
Because DJ's dad, DJ's dad trained me. I was trained by Sergeant Dwayne Bruce, and when I got to OVW, after our first few days of training, Rocky Johnson pulled me aside and was like, "You stay," and I was like, "Okay." And me and my boy Paul Fuchs, Paulie Norris, we had to stay, and Rocky Johnson just ran us through, and he was like, "Yeah, you two boys are mine. I'm gonna make y'all stars." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And so we just started going through everything with Rocky. And then when Paul had to go to work, Rocky took me to fucking. He was like, "Let's go to dinner." And then I thought he was taking me to dinner. I soon realized I was taking him to dinner.
Yeah, you was covering that bill.
No, that's how the game goes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to pay.
Like,
Apparently, veterans don't pay.
Yeah, nah, they got the quick SSI stuff. Nah, they don't pay nothing.
Now, I know we got a little bit of time left, but talk to us more about the movie. Like, go a little bit more details about the movie. And
So hold on, the movie I'm going to be in next year?
Yeah.
Or the TV series.
The TV series. I'm sorry.
TV series.
Sorry
Talk
about that.
a little about Pinfall. Like, have you guys have you done the first pilot? What like production companies are you guys looking to distribute with? Like,
where's it
going to
be?
The steps. Yeah.
So what you guys saw at the table read, we are actually talking to a bunch of companies about it. HBO Max has liked it. A&E is reading it right now. Film 44 passed on it, but they passed on it with referrals, and they're referring it to like several other companies. Okay. I talked to Hiram, who's Dwayne's brother-in-law, and he's his main producer partner, about it. $7.
$7 production. Yup.
Let's think anything synonymous to wrestling. The first person they bring up is The Rock. So we have to see what they feel about it. But in my opinion, I'm not really holding my breath. But it's a good series, so we can see what happens. Other companies have talked about it. It's really, at this point, we have 10 episodes. I wrote all 10 episodes. And
wow.
The series, like everything I just told you, everything we just talked about, the way the politics are done backstage, the way the agents talk to the wrestlers, the way
you can hear it in the table read. In the table read, I said in the table read because I watched a little bit of it. On the table read, you can hear like with certain characters and how their interactions, you can tell who's the agent, who's the wrestler, things like even the guy. I forgot the name of I guess he could be the lead, but he out here looking like Kenny Omega, and it was the weirdest thing I saw. I was like, I'm really watching what's going on in wrestling in this table read right now because it was the weirdest thing. But my favorite part, and I guess maybe the question to you would be, what made you choose it to be where it was a female CEO?
Because he's copying for TNA right now. Is that female supposed to be Dixie Carter, sir?
No, I mean I thought it was more Stephanie, if anything, but I didn't think Dixie.
No, you know what it was, and so this is the thing. The everybody in the table read is based. Every one character is based off of 5 individuals in professional wrestling.
That's what?
So every one person is based off of 5 individuals in professional wrestling at a time. So that's why there's no copyright clauses, because I live this shit and I know the stories, so I can eschew them and keep on writing and still tell a story. The female, it's basically because the male lead and the female lead are actual love story that took place in professional wrestling. But you have to be a real wrestling historian to actually know this. So like I know Jim Cornette, he'll get it. He'll figure it out because he's one of the guys.
What is your relationship with Jim Cornette? Actually,
what do you think about Jim? What do you think about Jim Cornette? That's the real question.
What is your thoughts on Jimmy?
Huh?
Okay.
He's a jackass.
Jim Cornette is a fucking jackass. He's a fucking jackass. I don't need to hesitate about that. But he's a wrestling fucking genius, and he's the one that forced me and a lot of the other guys to learn the history of our business. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jim Cornette don't agree on shit. Okay?
Sound about right.
But as far as what he knows about the business, usually guys who have no life have this. There's always that one guy that knows everything about baseball. Like every fucking thing.
True.
Jim Cornette's that guy. You know, and people are like, oh, I'm shocked he said that. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. You know, I'm more shocked and surprised by other people's reactions that Jim Cornette would fucking say that when he's been saying that for years.
Forever.
And everyone has sat idly still and not said anything. He's literally made transvestite, homosexual. John Morrison, John Hennigan.
Yeah.
He used to literally call John a fag every day.
Jesus.
Wow.
And we would and we would just sit there and we had to take it. And nobody said anything. He's like, "Where'd you get that shirt from? The fag store?"
What?
Yo,
What?
Yo, he's wild.
This nigga is dumb wild.
That's the thing. That's not because you gotta understand. Out of the things that we've been called and we have heard, that wasn't even the worst.
Oh, damn.
Y'all been called nigga a couple times?
That
word.
I would. Yo, there were times when I wish somebody would just call me a nigga because I can understand that.
Because I was about to be like, did Terry roll up on you and call you a nigga in the backstage, or did Terry chill out and was like, hey Shad, how are you?
No, it's the thing. See, you guys don't understand. You guys think the guys who are outlandish are the problem. Those aren't the problem. The problem is the guys who you guys still cheer for to this day, but don't realize they're fucking racist as shit.
Don't I be saying
and
that?
we know, and we're watching them. Like there are guys I know are racist as fuck, and people still cheer their name.
Can you drop one name?
Huh?
Give us one name. Give us one name.
That's the thing.
Give us a hint.
I'm one of the boys.
See, we was just testing you.
Actually, one of the boys.
We was just testing you. Don't worry about it.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. We respect it. We respect it.
We was testing you. It's cool.
Fair.
But
But but Shad, I want to know your opinion on the current product though. Wrestling in general, AEW, WWE, NXT. What is your thoughts on this boom within the industry, or this? Matter of fact, that wouldn't be boom, but this growth of the industry.
In all honesty, it's amazing. And the thing that I have to try to explain to people, and they don't understand, is the talent at AEW and the talent at NXT are not the low-level talent. They're here. The problem that the old school guys used to have with those talents is they say all they do is flip, and they do moves and they do stunts. And prior to this year, they were absolutely fucking correct. A lot of talent was doing dives and flips, and it made no fucking sense and it told no fucking story. The fans watching right now, if you're watching WWE, you better thank God for guys like Shane Helms, who are old school mentality, but new school understanding, and can cooperate the two to make it look like a viable product on TV.
What's up with that?
If you're watching AEW, you better thank God for guys like Billy fucking Gunn, who have old school mentality, but understand this new school style because they're still on the road wrestling these guys and are like, yo, instead of doing this, how about we tell a story and you still get to do that. But you do it here instead of there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying.
It's so before it was like NXT was doing stuff and they had Shane and they had a lot of guys like helping those young guys out, but they weren't allowing them to just fucking let go. WWE still had a chain around their neck. AEW, on the other hand, they had no chain and they had good minds like Billy Gunn, like Cody Rhodes, okay, guys who are awesome storytellers in and out of the ring, and Dustin. Guys who could tell a story for like fucking an hour in a match. You're like, holy shit, I've been watching this match for an hour. Now they have guys like that who are literally guiding them and saying, hey, I know you want to do 5 super kicks, but how about we set them up like this, like that, and then you super kick, and then you do the flip, and then you do that move, and then you do that move. So now you get your shit in, but you also tell a story, and we built an angle because you're no longer on the indies. You're on a television show. And we're always building for the next show.
Yep. That's the goal.
I love what you're saying about that.
Last question, because we are running out of a little bit of a time. What is one What are some other upcoming projects you have that you kind of want to tell,
Talk
the viewers besides this TV series? And say any other things, like TV shows we're gonna see you pop up out of, or any other, appearances. What is next? What is in store for Shad in 2020?
2020. Well, I'm on Big Show. The Big Show.
Oh, that's gonna be on Netflix.
You are?
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on that.
Oh, that's so
dope.
dope.
That's gonna be fun as shit. And that was actually really dope because like Paul he's wanted that forever, and it's his. He deserves it. He's like I implore you guys to fucking watch that show.
We will.
We will.
It's gonna be on Netflix, and he's so awesome, and the cast is amazing. Actually, his wife playing on the show played with me on a TV series called Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn on Nickelodeon. She was the mom on that show, and we just had great. Yeah, it's awesome. And then after that, I'm gonna be in Birds of Prey.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so you'll see me fighting Margot Robbie.
Oh, you working?
You out here checks.
Yeah. So we filmed that earlier this year, and it comes out I think in February.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in Birds of Prey, and it's dope as shit.
Wait.
What I'm told.
I gotta know this. How you end up with the role in Black Panther? I have to know this.
So it was funny because I didn't get to audition because I was filming a movie with Terry Crews called Stanley Wexler, where I was playing Terry's brother at first, and then I switched from playing his brother to being his double and being the head coordinator on the wrestling team.
Double.
So literally, I was getting 3 paychecks.
Right. I was like, damn.
Yeah. And so while we were filming that, they asked my availability, and I wasn't available until the end of October. And Black Panther needed somebody in by November. And so when I finished filming, the stunt guys were like, "Yo, to cast this guy, but he's not physically the role. Do you mind coming in and doing a previs, and maybe we can show you to Ryan and them because they liked your photo." But we know there's something for you in this movie. And I was like, oh, yeah, most definitely. So I came in, and came to Atlanta. We worked for 2 weeks on a previs and everything like that. And they gave me the role of the fisherman that pulls T'Challa out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then it was like, at first I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And then I got a call, and they were like, hey, DC wants to have a general meeting with you. And I was like, oh, okay. And so when I got back to LA, they were like, hey, so don't know if you noticed or not, we have Aquaman coming up next year. Just want to meet you, see what you're doing. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing nothing. They're like, yeah, we think you might be great for Black Manta.
Oh,
really?
What?
And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. So what are your thoughts? You think, how do you feel about the role? I was like, I know everything about Black Manta. And I was like, yeah, that's what's up. And so they were like, cool. We're going to have you audition in January. Get ready. And so they were like, hey, do you want to come back from Black Panther? And I was like, I'm good. I was like, my manager, my agent was like, yo, what do you want to do? And I was like, it's a small co-star role in Black Panther, and I'm already going to get residuals for the stunts and stuff like that. I was like, I'm gonna try the Black Manta. And he's like, all right, cool. And so I went out for Black Manta. And I got the call back, but I didn't make the final.
Oh.
Yeah.
But shout out to your agent.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, because the role of Black Panther was smaller, but I still got credited for everything I did in previs, so it was all good. You know what I'm saying?
Win-win.
Plus, Ryan was cool with me. Maurice Crump, who's Chadwick's right hand guy for fucking fighting. Yeah, I just had lunch. I'm in Atlanta right now, so I just had lunch with him 2 years ago, and we just had fucking a great just catching up on old shit, Batista shit.
Quick question, brother. I've been told that they used your body for God of War. Is that true?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, that was God of War. Yeah. It's weird because they had me. So TJ Stone and a couple of guys, they cast me, Chris Masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Tuff. Remember Tyler Rex?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So all three of us went out for that role, and I got it. And this is like 2015, and we go in, and fucking, you know, I can, like, people don't realize I'm a martial artist.
Yes, we know.
Right? Like, I'm a fighter, but I'm also legit. I can fight with sticks, knives, and like I can fight with a katana sword. I'm a legit martial artist.
Damn.
And so we go in there.
It's that Haitian blood, baby.
They're just fuck yes. How about that? No, but like I went in there and I fucking showed out, and they were like, yeah, and I got the role, and then they had me do the 3D thing, where they had me stand in this like the same thing they used to scan for us for like our bodies for motion capture for the WWE game.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the scanning. Then I did. Then they had me go in and we like wore the full suits, and we filmed that for like 3 weeks of just doing fight scenes. And they were like, "Okay, yeah, you're gonna be creative with big moves." I was like, "All right, cool." And so I did all my shit, and they were like, you know, me and one of the Duff brothers, and we did all the like the actual like badass big guy shit, and then it was a wrap. And that was in 2015. The game came out, I think, like 2017, 2016, 2017 or 18, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I didn't hear nothing back from God of War until the release, and they were like, "Oh, you gonna come to the release party?" And I was like, "Oh man, I'm in Fiji," and they were like, "Oh, enjoy that." And then I was like, "Okay, cool." And I know how video games are made. It takes a lot of people, but then like one of the guys who like I don't have time for like bullshit stuff. So when people are like, "Oh, you want to do this or that?" I'm like, I'm usually like, "Yo, I'm doing something else. I'm busy." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I got companies and businesses. I keep myself busy. And so like they were like, "You want to do the interview portion?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. I gotta be in Texas tomorrow and wrestle. I gotta be there and wrestle. And I'm gonna be doing that." And they're like, oh, "Okay." And so like one of the guys who did the mocap, I guess he like in the interview thing was like, "Oh yeah, they hired me for the God of War because they couldn't find nobody." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "All right, whatever. It's them doing promotional stuff." And then some fan put out a photo thing, and they saw my name in the credits. And then it's like everybody knows like Shad is Kratos. You know, like everybody at Santa Monica Sports is like, "Yeah, Shad Gaspard. We know Shad Gaspard. Fucking big guy. He's fucking Kratos. He's not Kratos." You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
amazing.
The other guy but that's the thing. It's like these dirty ass game fans are butthurt.
Why?
Because one, okay, so the guy playing the acting role of Kratos is black. He's always been black.
Living Single.
Yeah, the guy from Living Single,
yeah.
He's black. And then the new guy, he's from Stargate Atlantis.
Oh.
And he's black.
Damn,
and
so
then,
big man.
And then the guys doing the fighting were me, TJ Storm, who's black with dreads, and one of the Duff brothers. And you guys remember The Rundown?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Those two big brothers who stood up to fight the Rock and the Nightclub?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the oldest of the Duff brothers, the oldest of those two brothers, he's the other guy that was playing Kratos with me, and he just had to he played Kratos in a couple of Giants, and that's it. And you know, we're like, you guys are mad that Kratos is 90% black and one white stunt guy.
They big mad, but
guys,
you know what? Oh wow.
But that's the thing. The stunt guy who got the most like popularity out of all of us, you know, that was his thing. That was like his saving grace. The rest of us, we're doing other things. Yeah. So we're not like we're actors. We're not sitting there going, "Oh man, I was God of War back in '86." I'm like, "Yo man, I'm cool, bro." And then like, I guess he hit me up on Twitter and was like talking shit, and I was like, "Bro," Jason is funny because I always tell guys this shit. I'm like, we live in the same town. I'm going to see you.
Come see me.
and I'm okay with spending the weekend in jail. So what the fuck?
This motherfucker here.
Talk. Well, we can talk all night, but we are about out of time. Damn. Chad, can you tell the viewers where to find you on social media and all of that jazz, please?
I'm a shadbeast13 on Instagram. I just it's funny because just before you guys called, I just found out I hit 60,000, and so yeah, I had 60,000 subscribers on Instagram, and I'm at 160 plus on Twitter at shadbeast. But if you don't want to follow me, it's all good. I don't do anything. Insane.
Well, you heard it first. Chad, on behalf of the Job of Tears podcast, this has probably been our best, like most interesting interview we've had all year. Legit. So we thank you so much.
Thank you so much, brother.
For taking the time out and
man,
talking to us.
Hold on. I want everybody to know this. Shad came to us about this.
Legit.
He was just like, yo, I want to come on. And I was like, okay. And
I feel like we need to do this like once a month almost.
we truly
you
appreciate
need to be
this.
like our monthly interview, like what other crazy stories you got going on. Like I feel like now we had that relationship where it's like, all right, now you know this weekend when we see you, like we need all of the tea.
You know you got a shirt coming, right? You know
right.
I got a shirt.
We got a shirt for you on Friday when we come down to Winston-Salem.
Is JTG gonna be there with you?
No. Jay's in Cali. No, that's right. Jay's in Boston right now. But no, it's the thing is like, I completely stopped doing podcasts. I completely stopped doing everything.
Why?
Because I'm like you guys understand. I pull in over $500,000 a year in my businesses, and I'm chill.
I'm chilling.
I'm chill. I keep to myself because in the wrestling business, the better you do, the more people want to talk down about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you don't see me and Jay, you know, on rehab or, you know, I'm not saying that's bad with Survivor.
No, I know, but no, I understood that. It was just like, damn, he got a point though, because it's so funny. Like,
you ain't never gonna see me sucking the job.
Because it's true. Because even when we saw you guys WrestleMania weekend, I felt like that was the first time I seen the both of you together in like years. Like, or like even you know speaking about you guys. Like, I just feel like it's been some time. And honestly speaking, it probably is the best way to move. Like, real G's move in silence. Like for real. So I think
we chill because like Jay comes like Jay's my brother for life. Like Jay's normally Jay would be right here with me right now for Thanksgiving because he's always like every Thanksgiving he's usually at my house for Thanksgiving because my wife's a gourmet chef. You know what I'm saying?
And she's a personal trainer, right?
My house Thanksgiving. Yeah. my wife is Bulgarian. And my mother told her how to make oxtail, and she fucking made it even better.
What? Wait, so did you have when y'all got married? Did you get married to like? Did you have a wedding in Bulgaria too?
Yeah, that's a great question.
No, yo, we didn't have a wedding at all. We just went down the courthouse, signed papers, and said fuck everybody else.
That's, you know what? Smart.
Real G's moving silence.
Real G's moving silence.
Yeah.
Like lasagna.
But Chad, once again, we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we
thank you so much, man.
We wish you and yours a very, very happy Thanksgiving. We're super thankful of you joining us tonight.
You guys always chill.
And we thank you, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend as well, because we definitely have a shirt coming your way too. Okay.
All right, brother.
All right, take care, love.
All right.
Later, y'all.
Later.
All right, those that are watching still on Facebook Live, we thank you guys so much for joining us on our Thanksgiving episode of the Job of Tears podcast. That was honestly, and we've interviewed quite a few people. That was by far my favorite, the best interview I think we've had on the Job of Tears podcast.
We can't get off like that.
So we gotta. I'm about to be like, you need to be on the Wi-Fi, sir.
Nah, think about it.
But next week,
Yo. Pop a 40 and check your roll.
Pop a 40. I think we might have to bring a 40 to North Carolina for him.
Yo, this. Yo, I just want to get off, man. We got to talk about this after.
Once again, thanks everyone for joining us on this Thanksgiving episode of the Job of Tears podcast. We will be back next week as we count down. I think every week we should talk about something monumental in 2019 because we are about 5 weeks away from 2020. So we're going to take the month of December and just always talk about something that happened within 2019 in wrestling. It doesn't have to once again be WWE, AEW, whatever. Okay. But you guys that are watching, please post on our Facebook group page moments that you would love for us to talk about that happened in 2019. We want you guys to be involved in our last episodes of 2019. So once again, we'll make a post and you guys can post moments and events that has happened in 2019 that we can talk about amongst ourselves. But once again, as always, I'm Janelle from HR. Starbuck is Mr. Black. We once again wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. # Black Excellence. # we're out. Yo, my man.
unstoppable in your face. All I say, we in every single debate. Out I wait every
It's the Gaspard Podcast.